In a surprising turn of events, Monster Hunter World was announced at E3 2017 during Sony's keynote, and it was hit with some mixed reactions. From unsourced rumors to misconceptions and general panic from people afraid of their niche franchise getting a wider, broader, and well-earned fan base in the West. When I saw the backlash, I honestly wondered if people were watching the same trailer I was. It was honestly a little frustrating seeing how many people refused to do a little bit of research on some of the official developer statements. It feels as though there's been a divide in the community, without really much of a valid reason for it. This is an important step for the Monster Hunter series as a whole. I don't talk about this series much on this channel, but I've been waiting for the next generation of Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter 4 came out in Japan, and it's finally here. Monster Hunter World is next in line for the main series. The name can be interpreted in several different ways, such as it being the first main series to come to multiple platforms, including an eventual PC port. The name World can also stem from it being the first worldwide release for Monster Hunter, as all regions will get to play it on the same date, connecting everyone to its ambitious world. According to Ryuzo Sugimoto, when asked about the title, he responded with, "Yeah, we've been asked quite a bit about it. I think when you get a series that runs for quite a few years, the numbers start to get bigger and bigger, and it starts to become increasingly off-putting for somebody who isn't into the series already. They might think, am I going to try Monster Hunter 5 when I haven't played the first 4? What if I don't get it?" The latest entry is indeed an attempt to bring Monster Hunter to the masses, welcoming new players while also keeping the hardcore fans happy. But why was it struck with such backlash? We got a trailer that was just about 2 minutes that only demonstrated the new features made to evolve the vertical foundation they built upon in Monster Hunter 4. We got to see scout flies and how the maps are now seamless, the new drop-in drop-out multiplayer, the new grappling hook multi-tool, and how much more organic the ecosystem is. They decided to not display any ounce of weapon combat in favor of showing us what the Capcom in-house engine is capable of providing, for a fully realized next-generation Monster Hunter, which I personally think was the right thing to do. And people still managed to get furious, even though the trailer was oddly reminiscent of the first look we got of Monster Hunter 4 in 2011. It was a tech demo showcasing the latest portable engine and how verticality would come into play. What could be the cause of the initial backlash of Monster Hunter World is most likely rooted from the misplaced daisy chain of rumors of it being a westernized, watered-down movie tie-in game made to casualize and please the Westerners, even as far as saying that it's being developed by an entirely different B team. This amount of misinformation sprouted from a trademark leak posted in NeoGAF that consisted of comments mostly speculating just what the hell this new game could be really blew out of proportion. It's frustrating seeing just how much word of mouth caused this outcry, which in turn caused a lot of big-name Capcom team members and Monster Hunter pages to do damage control. It seemed to thankfully subside a bit when we got a 23-minute gameplay demonstration the whole world could see, and that started changing opinions. The core gameplay of Monster Hunter is still there, but the necessary quality of life tweaks not only make sense, but are necessary for the game to flow correctly. The biggest example of change is that in past entries, when you'd venture out in a hunt, the map would be split up with area zones that you and your party would travel across. Each zone you went through came with a quick loading screen, allowing you some breathing room and equipment maintenance. In Monster Hunter World, they want to bring a seamless map with no interrupting loading screens, and this really changes the map dynamic, putting in another veil of urgency. With that comes changes to some of the animations. Drinking a potion no longer requires a full-on rejuvenating flex, but instead works like a slower Estus flask, letting you walk while you slowly regenerate health. The combat, from what I've seen, seems to focus more on how you can use your environment to aid you. The inclusion of mantles, the new hood equipment you can wear, also complement the new seamless approach to the maps, allowing you to get temporary skill buffs that could help greatly depending on your situation. This isn't to make the game any easier, but to make the systems in the game work correctly. Their emphasis on ecology is what really shined the most for me. Monsters now behave more lifelike. They're territorial and not just against you anymore, but other predators as well. It's gonna be cool seeing what kind of new level of planning co-op is gonna bring to the table. There's tons of other gameplay mechanics I can pick at and have a discussion about, but I'm sure there are better videos analyzing the gameplay. I think this entry is going to hugely impact the Monster Hunter culture outside of its in-game world. Although its portability is lost as there will be no Switch edition, its multi-platform release will garner new players regardless. It's honestly the perfect time to see if this series is for you. Back then, Monster Hunter 4 also tried to be less intimidating to new players by really paying attention to its writing and systems, and even having a narrative that was easy to follow and get invested into, teaching you how to play the game along the way. Monster Hunter World seems to be improving most of its archaic systems to make it less frustrating for anyone new to pick it up, which I'm all for. The more hunters, the better. This is one of those games that I'm content with it getting the exposure it needs. It's a game from a different culture that has been around for so long, and only recently has it begun getting a bigger following overseas. I don't like seeing the community split up like this over an early showing of a game. Seeing how the main theme of Monster Hunter is to get together with friends and strangers and hunt bigger than life monsters while bonding in the process. This is an important game for Capcom as it's a staple series in Japan, and this game is taking some huge leaps above anything the series has done so far. This series is supposed to unite us, not distance us, so why did we let it get that way? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It was a lot of fun to make. If you like this and the content we make here, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and if you really want to, you can donate to our Patreon, as we are the best channel in the world.